And hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another great vBlog of Days of the Wolf. This is your host, D Wolf, coming at you live from a secret location somewhere in the Northwest. Got a few topic stories today. I wanted to kind of brush by everybody, but first I wanted to say the question of the day. I put this on my Quora as a question I thought was very interesting, especially if you're into artificial intelligence and neural net programming. Question is, how is it possible to map our biological consciousness into a digital or a quantum API, application programmers interface? So is it even possible, to have that type of exchange with a conscious memory in chemistry in your brain to something electrical configuration in some digital interface? That's kind of the question I asked, and I don't know if I'm going to get any answer to that. It's pretty out there, when you think about it. But that's kind of the next level of where everything's going with artificial intelligence and the brain machine mechanism that's going to interface between us. So, news story today: the Defense Department has produced the first tools for catching deep fakes. This was from the Technology Review today by Will Knight, and the interesting thing about that, if you're not familiar with deepfakes is a copying of a fake video or a real video where you can kind of put anybody's face or swap any body, and the AI would see enough a number of sessions in the video where it can kind of guesstimate an accurate portrayal of the actual from the original video, so it'd be indistinguishable. So basically the tools for catching these deepfakes were developed through a program by the United States Defense Advanced Research Projects, DARPA, and the company they instantiated or contracted for this was called Media Forensics. The program was created to automate the existing forensic tools, but has recently turned its attention to the AI-made forgery. Now, this kind of makes sense, especially from a military point of view. You don't want the President of the United States announcing one thing and that was never true. So you need a way to kind of flag it, but it'll be very tough. Matthew Turek, from the Media Forensics, said that we've discovered suitable cues in current general or GAN manipulated images and videos that will allow us to detect the presence of alterations. So they're using GAN manipulated, which is a general, what was the A stand for? Yeah, I forgot. But the GAN network is going to be able to detect suitable clues of differences from one video to the other. Basically, the GAN networks kind of work off each other, one always producing a real good fake, and the other one always trying to detect that good fake. And so it kind of complements each other. Now, while studying several deepfakes, Liu, which I guess is a researcher, realized that the faces made using deepfakes rarely, if ever, blinked. Oh, that's interesting. And when they do blink, the eye movement is unnatural, and probably because stills are utilized, especially if the deepfake is learning every single frame. So that's what she reports to. So bottom line on that is it's coming. We're going to have to figure out a way to kind of, separate the bull from the shit, quite frankly, because as these videos become more and more believable and the audio becomes more and more believable, even if it is flagged as being false, well, 9/10 of the population already saw it, and who's going to really pay mind once kind of the herd of believers kind of take over. So it's a little bit dangerous, but that's the world in a nutshell. So the next one story on the agenda is the Korean company raided for fraud after claims of discovering $133 billion worth of sunken gold that's backing an ICO. Now, this is an interesting story because it kind of reminds me of like this story of this hidden treasure. If we can just get enough money to back for, to discover it, and enough people, we can pay back the investors and stuff. This is kind of the same thing, but with the tokens, the ICOs. That's actually backing the theoretical gold that's sunken on the ship. I read a little bit more about the story. Korean treasure hunting company Chanel Group recently published a sensational announcement of locating the long-lost Russian warship Dmitry Donskoy. The armored cruiser was sunk in 1905 by the Japanese troops, and its wreck is rumored to safeguard thousands of gold bars as well as 200 tons of gold coins, worth about $133 billion in today's prices. Wow. A lot of money, if it's really there. Treasure hunters have discovered the ship near the island of, I'm going to massacre this, Ulangudo, and that it holds 150 trillion, 130 billion in gold. 130 billion in gold. The company has since released its crypto token, a Chanel gold coin, a single unit of which is priced around $9, which importantly will be backed by the gold which it found on the remains on the ship. So, reportedly, Chanel gold coin has been moderately successful in Korea, attracting around $53 million of investments from over 100,000 crypto aficionados. So people have been putting up money for this cause already. So 53 million, that's no small potatoes. The company has tried to lure investors into acquiring the token in exchange for a sizable portion of the gold supposedly found on the ship. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the Chanel CEO Choi Young-seok has since completely reversed on the previous claims by the company, admitting there is no clear evidence the ship contains any amount of the rumored gold. Wow. Well, it was a rumor, so I guess there is risk involved, especially if it's sight unseen. So how are you going to know? Interesting fact, the two stories, I thought they were pretty interesting, so I brought them to light. Anyway, this is DWolf signing off on Tuesday the 7th. Please smash the likes or hit the thumbs up. Comment in the video below if you like the format and stuff. Still kind of working out the kinks, trying to get everything down and streamlined, but I do appreciate everybody watching the vBlog, and look forward to talking again very soon. This is DWolf signing off.